Hello my dear friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Vincy Joshi. Today we can discuss a disease condition, hyperemesis gravidarum. What is hyperemesis gravidarum? Hyper means excess. Gravidarum means related to pregnancy. Emesis means omitting. Hyperemesis gravidarum means extreme omitting during pregnancy. You know, the hyperemesis gravidarum is entirely different from the morning sickness. Morning sickness means the client may experience nausea and vomiting, especially in the morning, and it does not persist for a long time. Maybe it may stop up to the 3 months, and itself only in the morning. But the hyperemesis gravidarum means that the vomiting may continues for a prolonged time, and that means all the day, not only in the morning, not only in the afternoon. We cannot predict the time. It is persist all the day and may up to more than 3 weeks also. So hyperemesis gravidarum is entirely different from the morning sickness. In hyperemesis gravidarum, the client may experience extreme dehydration because they cannot take anything. They feel too much nauseated and vomiting, so they cannot eat properly, they cannot drink anything, so it may lead to severe dehydration. Then the electrolyte imbalance, sodium, potassium, the electrolyte imbalance will occur. In addition to that, the client with hyperemesis, weight loss also may occur. That means in the morning sickness, the weight loss will not occur, but the patient with hyperemesis, this is an important point, the weight loss will occur in the client with hyperemesis. Clear? That's only. Hyperemesis gravidarum is extreme persistent nausea and vomiting during pregnancy. It can lead to dehydration, weight loss, electrolyte imbalance. Morning sickness is mild nausea and vomiting that occur early in the pregnancy. Then we can discuss the causes and risk factors for hyperemesis gravidarum. First of all, I can say the human chorionic gonadotrophin hormone, that means HCG level will increase during pregnancy, is the one of the most indicators for hyperemesis gravidarum. That means in pregnancy, all client will have increased HCG, but extreme level of HCG level is the one of the common reasons for hyperemesis gravidarum. Then the increased level of estrogen and progesterone. In addition to that, the having the condition during the previous pregnancy, that means during the last pregnancy the patient had experienced hyperemesis gravidarum. Then multiple pregnancy, that means teens or triple multiple pregnancy is also one of the reasons. Then first time pregnancy, that means primigravida. Then obesity means increased weight loss, also one of the reasons. Then younger maternal age means the client age is less than 20 or something like that. It is also one of the reasons for hyperemesis gravidarum. In addition to that, increased thyroid level, that means in hormone level has to be increased in the client with the thyroid, excess thyroid, the thyroxine level has to be increased is also the reason. Then abnormal tissue growth in the uterus, that means molar pregnancy. This is not a real pregnancy, but the symptoms are related to pregnancy. This is the abnormal tissue is growing in the uterus. This is called molar pregnancy. In molar pregnancy also, the client may experience hyperemesis gravidarum. Then how we can diagnose, is it hyperemesis gravidarum? That means the client came to the hospital with extreme vomiting. Maybe we suggest that it's a morning sickness. How we can differentiate, is it morning sickness or hyperemesis? How we can diagnose hyperemesis? First of all, we have to assess the complete blood cell count. Then serum electrolyte. I said before, the electrolyte imbalance will occur the client with hyperemesis. So we have to assess the electrolyte level. We have to check the ketone bodies in the urine. Ketone bodies are present in urine, the client with hyperemesis gravidarum. Why ketone bodies are present? When the client is not getting enough nutrients, what will happen? the body break down the fat which is stored in our body. So what is the waste product of fat metabolism? The ketones or acetones are the waste product of fat metabolism. So when the body take the stored fat in our body, so ketones will occur as a result of fat metabolism. Clear? Then ultrasound can confirm that the client is carrying multiple pregnancy or molar pregnancy. These are the things we have to do to assess the is it hyperemesis gravidarum. Then what are the signs and symptoms of hyperemesis gravidarum? We know that when we already learned some symptoms during our discussion, we can go through them. The client may experience extreme fatigue. We know that we understand that the client is extreme fatigue because they are not taking food, they are not even they cannot even drink. So the client experience extreme fatigue. Then feeling dizzy, lightheadedness and faint. This is related to malnourishment because the client is not getting enough food. So the client is feeling dizziness, lightheadedness and fainting. Then weight. I said before, the client may experience weight loss. That means 5% of the body weight. There is a losing their body weight 5% than the ideal body weight. Clear? Then signs and symptoms of dehydration. That means the skin is very dry, the mucous membrane dry, urine output is going to decrease, then dark urine. These are some symptoms related to dehydration. Then obviously we know that electrolyte and fluid and electrolyte imbalance, nutritional imbalance is also occurring. Then increased salivation, that means the patient is on thirst, feeling thirsty because the client is on dehydration, so increased salivation. Then rapid heart rate, the pulse rate has to be increased. Then blood pressure is going to down, so automatically the heart rate will increase. Headache, the patient may feel headache related to dehydration. Then yellowing of the skin and eyes, there is a chance to get jaundice. Then depression or anxiety, the patient is not nervous and they are not feeling happiness, they are anxious about their disease condition and depressed. These are the some signs and symptoms. Clear? Then what are the treatment we have to do for the client? Okay, the treatment is we can judge the treatment according to the signs and symptoms. That means the client experience severe symptoms, that means severe nausea and vomiting, we have to hospitalize the patient, hospitalization. If the symptoms is not much severe, we can place the client at home. Clear? Then we have to supply vitamin B6. Then food, we have to give the small frequent food. That means we cannot push too much food at a time. They can eat 6 or 8 times per day. That means include dry food, bland food are the best thing. The crackers is one of the examples for dry and bland food. Crackers. The client with hyperemesis gravidarum, they have to take the crackers early in the morning. That means before waking. It is one of the best methods to avoid the occurrence of hyperemesis gravidarum. This is NCLEX related one question is coming. The client with hyperemesis gravidarum, the best method, one of the best methods to avoid the severity of hyperemesis is take the crackers early in the morning. That means before waking up they can eat crackers. Okay, then intravenous fluid to help with the dehydration. For severe cases, in parenteral nutrition has to be given the client with a severe condition. Then vitamin supplements, nutrients is given substitute for food. Okay, then what are the medications we usually do? The pyridoxine or doxylamine is the one of the medications during pregnancy. This is one of the safe medicine during pregnancy. Then we can add antihistamines, then and dopamine antagonist, Reglan. Reglan is the metoclopramide. It helps to reduce the occurrence of vomiting and nausea. So we can administer these kinds of medication. It helps to reduce the symptoms. Okay, that's only. Thank you for watching my video. Take care. Bye.